everyone, my name is Chris, I am the Man Collects. Thank you for watching this video. Hit the like button if you enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe and all that good stuff as well. Finally getting to some Lego content here on the channel, guys. Let's get into it, let's get studly, let's play with some bricks, let's take a look what we're going to be doing today. Right there you have it, 3 different Lego sets. Set number 76302, the Lego Superman Mech. Set number 76307, the Iron Man Mech. And set number 76308, the Spider-Man Mech. These are the new January 2025 releases from LEGO for the superhero-themed mechs. I always enjoy these things, usually buy them every year. Now we're going to take a little bit of time, we're going to put them together, take a look at the minifigures, take a look at the mechs, and then I'll give my thoughts at the end. So, let's build. Let's start off here looking at our box art. We got 76302. The Superman Mech versus Lex Luthor. I was excited for this one, guys. I don't have a Superman minifigure in my collection. I think it's been a while since LEGO actually gave us a Superman minifigure, so excited to get that along with Luthor in a rendition of the power suit there. This one's 120 pieces. You got your basic box art here on these mechs. You got action shots on the front, action shots on the back, and then you got some legal mumbo jumbo here on the sides and the bottom along with your barcode. And then up top you usually get a one of one scale picture of one of the minifigures. For this one I got a picture of the Superman minifig of what it looks like and the actual size there. So that is our box art for this one. Let's take a look at our next one, which is Iron Man. And here you go, set 76307, the Iron Man Mech versus Ultron. Kind of like the Superman sold me on the first set, guys. Ultron minifigure is what kind of sells me on this one. It's a sweet looking minifig, and excited to have that in the collection. We'll see here once we get it built, we'll see more, but I like the double stud shooters it's done here on his hand. I think that was a nice touch. This one is 101 pieces, a little bit smaller than the Superman Mech, and you got the same kind of graphics on the box that you had on that one. You got action shots on the front and the back of the box, legal mumbo jumbo there on the sides. You got barcode, more legal mumbo jumbo. You're welcome to read on your own time on the bottom. And there is your one of one, the Iron Man minifig. I like that one as well. We got leg printing on there. That's pretty sweet. I like they went back to the flip up helmets as well for the Iron Man minifigure. You can see that displayed there on the back of the box. But that is our Iron Man Mech. Let's take a look at our Spider-Man Mech. And this one, I think they had a very unique and awesome choice for minifigures on this one. Set number 76308. This one's 107 pieces. You got Spider-Man and Anti-Venom. I think Anti-Venom was an awesome choice for a minifigure for this one. Now, one good thing with this, what they're doing for the new Spider-Man set, you're getting this little webbing net thing here. You can actually latch this and close it up around the minifigure to show like they've actually got him captured or something like that. We'll take a look at that as well once we get it built. Same as the other ones, action shots on the front and on the back. You can see there they've kind of got that connected around Anti-Venom where he's webbing him up. You got your legalese here on the side panels and on the bottom with your barcode. And then we got a one of one shot up here of Anti-Venom, and I am very excited to get that minifigure out and get that into the collection. But that is our box art on these 3. Now let's put them together and take a look at what they look like. Here we go, people. Let's take a look at our minifigs for Superman before we move any farther. Check this out, guys. Good looking detailing on there on the chest piece. Nothing print on the arms or the legs. Really with Superman, you don't really need anything. I gotta tell you, the one thing that kind of disappointed about this guy was the cape. I was really hoping for a yellow S back there. As you can see, both sides are blank, but you do have some back printing, and unlike McFarlane Toys does sometimes, you do have the belt that goes all the way around his back. Now, Superman does have an alternate head sculpt. If you flip the hair around backwards, which we're going to do that just to show it, looks kind of spooky there, the head around backwards. You do have an angry face, and if you can really tell, he's got the red laser beam eyes. The heat vision's getting ready to come out. But yes, awesome looking minifigure here for Superman. Now let's get him off the podium and let's take a look at Lex Luthor. Alrighty, here we go with Mr. Luthor, an ex-president in all of his glory. Check out the detailing on the power suit, guys. They did really good on this one. Got the purple L there on his chest, all the printed pieces on the legs and stuff here. He is loaded and ready to fight Superman. He's got his, looks like kryptonite shoulder pads on here. That is a separate piece that goes between the neck stud here and the body. He's got his big piece of kryptonite crystals here in his hand. He's got a stud launcher that shoots little green studs. I'm sure it's supposed to represent kryptonite as well. You can tell the rest of the detailing here on legs. He does have some back printing going on back there. Of course, he's bald, so he has nothing, no other face print here on the back of his head, only the one expression, but I'm sorry, that's kind of what you expect Lex Luthor to look like. So I gotta say, guys, both figures in this set are pretty sweet. Now let's take a look at the mech and see what it looks like. And here we got our Superman mech. I got to say, guys, my favorite part of this whole thing is that little printed chest piece there with the Superman S. I was really hoping they would give us an extra piece of that, but in my set at least, they did not. Nothing different has changed during the build process between this one and the ones that are out last year. You used to have individual pieces that would lock together at the elbows with these, but I think like maybe 2 years ago they switched to these solid pieces here with only connections here at the shoulders. Now these used to be bad to come off when you bent them too far. It looks like they've done something to kind of cure that from the last one I put together, because it seems pretty sturdy on there now. But you have the same articulation on these as you would expect from this. I mean, you can turn any way you want to. You got a ball joint swivel there. The fingers and stuff, he can make a fist. He's not going to be able to hold a can of Pepsi or anything, but he can make a fist with these things to get like a little fighting pose. I wish we had elbow articulation on these, but it is what it is. I mean, it's a $15 Lego mech. You can't expect it to function like a regular action figure. The swivel there you saw during the, I don't know if you can see or not during the build process where it was sped up, but you do have the joint there in the middle where you can pivot him all the way around. Legs, again, you got that ball joint hinge there, so you're going to be able to move them as far up as you can before it hits the waistline, and as far frontward as you can there until you get into where it doesn't have articulated knees. The feet are also on the ball joints, so again, you can twist them around, turn them backwards, whatever how you want to do with these. But I mean, I like it. It's a Superman mech. I was excited to get anything we could Superman. You know, as far as how to get the figure in, the chest piece, of course, folds down, and he just pops in there. You know, his little legs plug into the studs there to get him in there, and then goes back up. But that is our Superman mech. Now let's take a look at Iron Man and Spider-Man. Alright, one of the Avengers is assembled. Let's take a look at our minifigures here with this Iron Man set, starting with the man himself, Iron Man. I gotta say, guys, awesome little Iron Man minifig. Now, I haven't bought Marvel Lego sets in quite a while. I don't know if this is a new Iron Man or just a reuse of one from a previous set, but I do like the printing on the legs. Great torso printing there for the contrast. You got the golden arms with the red hands. But the thing that I like the most, and I do know they went away with this for a while, you're back to having the flip-up mask. I don't put the blue face on the inside there, because most time in the movies when he flips the mask up, you see his regular face. You don't see the computerized stuff. That's pretty sweet to have that. On the sides there, again, you got some back printing. You got some different casted arms, different colored arms. Nothing on the back of the legs. And then you got the other side of him there. Now, he does have the alternate face sculpt if you spin the helmet around, where he does have the blue, like the telemetry and stuff on there from, you know, Jarvis, Friday, whichever system he's using there when in the armor. But once again, guys, a solid Iron Man figure, and really, really glad they're back to the flip-up mask on the front of these. Now, let's take a look at the one I'm most excited about, Ultron. And here we go, guys. I gotta say, I know a lot of people crap on Age of Ultron with the Avengers movies. I liked Age of Ultron. Ultron was always my favorite baddies in the Avengers comics back in the day. But again, this is based off his look in the Infinity Saga, not the classic comic book look, but comic book look. Anyways, this is a pretty cool figure. Check out the face sculpt there. You got this little piece that goes on before you put the head piece on it. I think it looks sweet. Of course, he's kind of like Lex Luthor. He doesn't have a hair piece or a helmet, so you don't have an alternate face to go with. But you got some awesome printing there on the back, plain arms, some printing on the front of the legs, and then again, you got your usual Lego minifigure legs there on the back. He does come with this, or the set comes with these translucent canisters. That's meant to emulate his blast coming out of the bottom of his feet if he's flying away. You notice I do have the little stud holder here in his hand. That is made for this. This plugs into that like he's shooting a blast out. I didn't want to leave it in trying to move. It's going to cause the camera to zoom funny ways. But this is a solid minifigure. I love the contrast between the shiny silver there. You can see it there reflecting in the light on the paint and the dull background of the body of the minifigure. Awesome minifigure. That right there to me made the set worth it. Is this worth $15? I don't know, but with the mech and the other Iron Man figure, that makes it a little bit less of a blow, I guess. But let's take a look now at, I guess, the star of the set. Let's take a look at the mech. Here we have our Iron Man mech. Now, guys, I'm not going to go over the articulation. This thing is articulated the exact same as a Superman mech. There's no sense sitting here going over the exact same stuff twice, but kind of like the Superman mech. The differences in this one and that one that I like. I do like the arc reactor here on the chest. And again, you can see it reflecting there in the light. It's got some shine to it. It looks sweet when the light hits it. I really love the contrast, kind of like the Iron Man figure between the kind of the dulled gold and the flat painted, I guess burgundy or red, whatever you want to call it there. But sweet looking Iron Man mech. The thing that's the coolest about this one, though, you do have the dual stud shooters here instead of having fingers on one hand. That is an awesome feature. That is something I would see Iron Man putting on a large scale suit of armor he was wearing. And I guess out of the 3 mechs for the 2025, Iron Man having another little suit here because of the Hulkbuster and other things like that he uses, that kind of makes a little more sense than Superman and maybe Spider-Man having something like this. But again, your articulation on it is the same as the other mech. You can see here the back's kind of plain, not much going on back there. And again, usually these sets don't have decals or anything or stickers to try to go through and spice it up. I do like he has like the little repulsor things there on his palm of that one hand, the little translucent kind of bluish looking piece. But he goes into the cockpit same way as Superman does in his legs go on the studs down in there and close him right up in there. But yeah, another solid entry I think in this line of mechs from Lego we get every year. But once again, the dual stud shooters here, that just sells it on this one. Alright, that is it for Mr. Stark. Now let's get Mr. Parker out here and take a look at Spider-Man and Anti-Venom. Here we go. Let's take a look at our minifigs with our Spider-Man mech, starting out with our hero, our friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Awesome Spider-Man figure, guys. I can't tell much difference between this and the last one I ever built. I have to get him out and look at him. I know when I kind of got out of Lego, I know the arm printing, they had just started doing the arm printing. I think I've only got one other Spider-Man that has that. That is a sweet, nice detail. If you can see it there, you got the red and the black printing on the blue arms. And I do have the little stud holder in there that holds the webbing down here we'll look at in a second. As you can see there, when you get your typical Spider-Man body. Full printing on the chest piece. You do have printing on the back of the head there with some webbing. Of course, you got his iconic spider here on the back of the outfit. As long as everything you would expect to see on the back of a Spider-Man figure. And now, the coolest feature with the Spider-Man thing is this web. Like I said, guys, this is pretty sweet. You can latch this together. I'm going to go ahead and get Anti-Venom up here. You can put him in there and fold this over and push that in there and lock these in and make it like Spider-Man, you know, is webbing him up. That goes into that holder there and holds it. Not only does the Spider-Man go in there, but the mech we'll look at here in a second has got a stud on the end of it where you can plug this into the mech like it's shooting out and getting a hold of them. But this webbing thing they've come out with this year, and I think this is new to this year. If it's not, somebody let me know. This is an awesome touch to these figures. But since we've already got him up here, let's switch Spidey off the podium and let's take a look at Anti-Venom. This is the figure I was the most excited about with this set. Alright, here we go. Anti-Venom, check that out, guys. Look at that face sculpt on there, the painting on it. That is awesome. You got the black and white spider design here there on his chest. You got plain arms, plain legs, no printings on the arms or anything. You do have that spider symbol here on the back of him. Just an awesome, it's plain figure, but don't get me wrong, just the fact they put an Anti-Venom in here, I think that's better than the typical Green Goblin or Venom or something like that you get into these. Awesome looking minifig. He's got his little tendril accessory here that he holds in his hand. And again, that can be popped out of there very easily if you just want to have him by himself. But yes, awesome figure. To me, this right here is the winner of this set. We had a look at our minifigures. Now, let's take a look at the mech. And here is our Spider-Man mech. Now, the coolest thing about this one, guys, is the printed piece here on the chest, the spider symbol. That's pretty sweet. I love these printed chest tiles they put on these mechs. I think that's one of the better details of these sets. Now, I gotta say, out of the 3 that I have built here in this video, this one's probably my least favorite. We'll save some comments for that towards the end. Well, I'll go ahead and say one. I don't see why they put these skinny little rail feet on these Spider-Man themed mechs. I've seen that on how many of these things. While they don't give him a regular size foot like the other 2 mechs we've looked at here tonight do, I have no idea. But again, we'll take a look at those and we compare them all 3. But your articulation is the same on this one. There's the only really added feature to this one versus the other 2 that we've looked at in this video. You do have the little stud holder right here where you can take and plug in this attachment for this webbing, and then you move his fingers out like he's shooting that web piece out. And again, this right here, awesome innovation for Spider-Man sets in 2025. This is really, really cool to do some more posing and more action shots, I guess, in your scenes when you get these sets put together. But you can take a look here. The sides are kind of plain Jane, just red and blue. No printing or detailing here on the back of the mech. And then the other side looks just like the other ones. The fingers here are standard articulation. You get these little clip pieces. And again, don't mean to sound Debbie Downer about it. It is a cool looking little thing, but compared to the Iron Man and Superman, this one is the most lackluster. But that is it, guys. That is the build of all three. Let's put them all three here together, and we'll have some final thoughts. And here we have all three mechs side by side. I think you can look at these, and hopefully you'll agree with this assessment. I think you can tell they really put the most thought and most work into the Superman mech. And LEGO designers probably knew it'd been a while since we had something like this from the DC line, and they knew this was going to be popular with people wanting these mechs, so I think they put the most thought and consideration. You got the most detailing on this one. Again, the Superman S piece there is just sweet, but you got more, I guess, functional moving pieces of this. It looks better, the aesthetic, I think. This is my favorite of the three, if you can't tell. But the Superman mech is awesome. The minifigures, they're trying to grade between the sets of minifigures. Superman and Lex Luthor, again, takes the top spot of that for me. The next one would probably be, oh man, I don't know. Agent Venom and Ultron are pretty cool. That's back got to be a 2A and 2B situation there. But Superman's definitely my favorite. Iron Man's going to be the next one there because I like the little, I guess it's not really translucent, but the little shiny arc reactor there. It makes it look like it's powering up when light hits it. That was a cool detail with the reflective sticker. And then the Spider-Man's going to be number 3. Again, the chest emblem looks awesome. I'm telling you guys, these little skinny feet, if you mess with these things and put them on a shelf, if you bump a shelf and they've got this style foot on there, they don't fall over as easily. If they have these little skinny feet they put on these Spider-Man style mechs, they fall over easily. I know the Miles Morales had this on there. I think there was a Venom that might have feet like that. I can't remember. But again, that's the only really gripe with that one is the feet. But cool looking set of mechs if you're trying to find them. Hopefully you can track them down. That is my thoughts on them. Superman wins the set. If you did enjoy this video, make sure you like, make sure you comment. If you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. And I'll see you the next time the man decides to build.